Parliament.
That means separation of power.
Yes,
Or
ma'am.
the parliamentary form of government. Which one?
Separation of powers.
Separation of power. Okay. To which all organs the power is separated, Hira? How many organs are there for the state?
Three.
Three. Which were they? Legislature.
Executive. And judiciary.
Okay, very good. And we studied it is also called as a check and balance system, right? Because no one can exercise more power. The next important feature is fundamental rights. Have you heard about fundamental rights?
Yes.
Yes. What do you mean by fundamental rights?
Human rights.
Human rights. Human rights are different from fundamental rights. Then, okay, it's a type of human right. How to define? These are called the basic human rights for all the citizens. Okay? Fundamental rights are the basic human rights for all the citizens. Then, you know, this fundamental rights India adopted from which constitution? We adopted a lot of things from different constitutions. So the fundamental rights we adopted from which country's constitution? Guess and say the countries you know. Vinayak, any idea? Be louder, Vinayak. And mute. Alan, which country you like most, Alan? Unmute. Be louder.
America.
Yes, correct. We adopted the concept of fundamental rights from
America.
USA. That's what I told. You know the answer. So we adopted the concept of fundamental rights from which constitution? Who's there? Fundamental rights from which country's constitution we adopted? From America, from USA. So how to define the fundamental rights? These are the basic human rights for all the citizens. Then, according to our constitution, we divided the fundamental rights into 6. We have 6 fundamental rights. The first one is, can you read this? Children, are you able to read this?
Yes, ma'am. Equality.
Equality. The first important fundamental right is right to equality. What do you mean by equality?
All
A simple
persons are
example.
equal
Wait.
before the law.
In the school, why you all are wearing uniform? Why? Have you ever think about that? Why we all are wearing uniform in the school? Akna, why you are wearing school uniform in the school?
To look all the same.
To look all as the same, right? Isn't a difference between the students in the school? That means whether you are coming from a high family or a low family, that means a rich family or a poor family, or from well-educated parents or less educated parents, or there is any difference between your class, caste, creed, any differences there?
No.
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 You all are same in the school, right?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, because you all are wearing the same. In the school, your uniform is same. For girls, shirt and the skirt, both are the same length, same color, same quality. Is there any difference in anything? No. Why we are adopting like that? Because to ensure an equality, right? In the school, all the students are equal. Same way, in a country also, we have the right to equality. Equality means all are equal before law. That means there is no difference among the people. Ahsan, Joseph, Ayman, Akhila, Hari Krishnan. turn on your videos. Ambrose, Ambrose, Ayman, Akhila, Harikrishnan, turn on your videos. So that is the first important fundamental right is right to equality. Right to equality means all are equal before law. There is no discrimination among the people on the basis of their caste, class, religion or sex. Caste means, have you heard about in the Hindu religion about the caste? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Brahman, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudra. So nobody can be excluded from any place. The last class I told you, previously the scheduled castes are not permitted to walk through the public roads. They are not allowed to go to public places. But as per the right to equality, all are equal. All people can go to the public park, public libraries, all can walk through the road. That means all are equal. There should not be any discrimination on the people on the basis of their caste, class or creed or religion. Okay. And also we abolished the concept of untouchability. What do you mean by untouchability? Alan is saying something. Be louder, Alan.
Higher caste people should not touch lower caste people.
Reverse. Lower caste people are not permitted to touch the high. Okay. That is untouched. That all the things were abolished. That is the right to equality. This is the first important fundamental right is right to equality. Right to equality ensures all are equal before law. Second one is right to freedom. That means what do you mean by right to freedom? We have the right to express our views. We have right to express our views. You have the right to speech and expression. If you feel something is against the country, or we have press freedom, right? Our press is free to express their views. We are free to express our views. And also the people have the freedom to move from one country to another. Suppose Joseph want to live in Delhi. Joseph is planning after 10 years, he's planning to settle in Delhi. He can, because he's an Indian citizen and he can go anywhere in the country and he can live anywhere in the country. We have the freedom. So the freedom includes the freedom of speech and expression, the freedom of movement. We can move from one place to another. Then the next one is right against exploitation. Have you heard about the term exploitation? What do you mean by exploitation? So children, remember right to wait. Right to equality means all are equal before law. There is no discrimination on the basis of caste, class or religion. Correct? The next one is freedom. Freedom means we have the freedom of speech and expression. You have the freedom of speech and expression, and also you can move and settle, or you can start a business anywhere in the country. There is no restriction for that. Another one is right against exploitation. Have you heard about human trafficking? Have you heard about human trafficking? Child labor. Have you heard about child labor?
Yes.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Forced labor, child labor, human trafficking
Yes,
means
ma'am.
illegally transporting people from one country to another or one place to another. Illegal. Some movies are there related to this human trafficking and all.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. I don't remember the name of any movie. So the human trafficking means illegally we are transporting the people either for forced job or for some sexual harassment, whatever it is. Illegally if we are transporting the people from one place to another, we are using the term human trafficking. And also child labor. In the last year, you remember our annual day?
Yes.
We did a item based on this child labor. This children under the age of 14 who are working in the mines. You noticed it? No, that means before the fashion show something, that item was there. The children under the age of 14 are working in mines. Actually, it is prohibited. Right to exploitation. Right against exploitation, not right to, sorry, right against exploitation. That means it prohibits the human trafficking, then forced labor and child working under the age of 14. The children who are under the age of 14 working in these types of hazardous jobs were actually prohibited by the, it is a fundamental right to protect the people from such type of exploitations. Then the another one is freedom of religion. What do you mean by freedom of religion? Freedom of religion. Freedom of religion means you can believe in any religion you like. Okay. We can profess, we can propagate, and we can practice any religion we like. No religion is supreme in our country. We studied that India is a secular country. We are not giving any importance to any religion. So that it is a fundamental right of the people. You can believe in any religion. Have you heard about Kamala Suraya? Madhavi Kuti? No, she's a great writer. Actually, she is born in a Hindu religion and later she converted into Muslim religion. That means in our country, we have the freedom of religion. Which religion you like, we can follow, profess and propagate the religion. That is the right to freedom of religion. Next one is right to cultural and educational right. That means some minority groups were there. Cultural and educational rights. Some minority groups are there in our country and they have the freedom to start their own educational institutions and also uh, for preserving their culture. Some minority communities can start their own institutions for preserving their culture. That means in our country, we are accepting the minorities too. We are giving more importance to their rights also. So the cultural and educational rights is mainly for the minority groups. Minority may be any minorities, okay? Maybe religious minorities, linguistic minorities. Linguistic means what? Linguistic language. Linguistic minorities means the language minorities or the religious minorities. So we are giving, the constitution is also protecting the right, cultural and educational right for protecting the minorities. They can set up their own educational institution for preserving and developing their own culture. And the last one is right to constitutional remedies. That means if any of your fundamental right is violated, you can go to court. Court is there. If any of our fundamental right is violated, we can move to court. So these are our major fundamental rights. How many fundamental rights we have?
Six.
Six. Can you say which are they?
Rights to equality.
Right to equality. Yes.
Equality, right to freedom,
Right to freedom.
Right against
Right
exploitation.
against exploitation.
Right to freedom of
freedom
religion.
of
Right to
religion,
freedom of religion.
cultural and
Cultural and
educational right,
educational
Cultural
rights.
and educational right.
Right to constitutional remedies.
Right to constitutional remedies. So
Remedies.
right to equality means all are equal before law.
Equal.
Nobody can be excluded on the basis of their caste, creed, or class. Another one is right to freedom. Right to freedom means you have the freedom of speech and expression. You can express your views. We have the freedom of speech and expression, and also we can move anywhere in the country, and you can do any profession in anywhere. There will not be any restriction for that. The next one is right against exploitation. That means human trafficking. Or human trafficking, you understand the concept? The illegal transport of the people from one place to another, that is human trafficking. Human trafficking, or from child labor or forced labor. Our constitution, or it's a fundamental right to protect ourselves from these types of activities. Andrin, Hari Krishnan, Akhila. Children, are you there? Akhila, Hari Krishnan and Andrin, are you there? Hari Krishnan, okay. Okay, Hari Krishnan, you are there. Rest of them? Akhila and Andrin, no response. Andrin also. Okay, Andrin, any problem to your audio and video? Then the next one is cultural and educational right. That means the minority groups. The minority groups have the freedom to start up their own institutions from Akhila also. Okay. Because children, your audio is, video is turned off and you are not responding. So I don't know whether you are there. That's why I'm calling you. What we said about cultural and educational rights. So cultural and educational right means the minorities, either a religious or a linguistic minority, can set up their own educational institutions to preserve and develop their own culture. Then the last one is right to constitutional remedies. That means the citizens can move to court. If any of their fundamental rights have been violated, we can move to court. See, these fundamental rights are the rights that prevent the government from doing certain things. These are our fundamental rights, and I told you these fundamental rights can be suspended only at the time of emergency. See that lockdown time. If you are saying, I have the fundamental right to freedom of movement, you cannot move anywhere. If a triple lockdown or something is there in your area, you cannot say that I have the fundamental right to move, because sometimes some emergency cases, our fundamental rights can be denied. Rest all the time we have this, we can enjoy this fundamental rights. So clear which are our fundamental rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt, children?
No, ma'am.
So this portion may be for the next exam. That means our MCQ test will be there, right?
Yes.
MCQ test, we are selecting this chapter.
Fundamental rights.
Not chapter is fundamental right. The
Chapter.
constitution.
I say the point.
This points maybe that means 1 mark objective type MCQ is there, right? So these portions definitely questions will be there. So you must thorough with that. Otherwise you will get confused.
Yeah.
Whether suppose a question is there, the linguistic okay. The linguistic minorities can start their own educational institution. This is coming under which fundamental right?
Cultural.
Cultural and educational.
Education.
Clear? So that time, if we know the concept only, we are able to answer. Then, along with the fundamental right, one more is there, that is the directive principles of state policy. That means that is mainly for the welfare of the people. The government must do something for the welfare of the people. We cannot claim that in the court. But fundamental right, if it is denied, we can move to court. But if our directive principles are violated, we cannot move to court. Okay, only mention the term directive principles of state policy. Clear? Fundamental rights?
Yes, sir.
Fundamental rights are the basic human rights for all the citizens.
Citizen.
Okay. Then the last important feature of key feature of Indian Constitution is, what is this?
Secular.
Secular. Somebody mean by secularism.
All caste.
That means our country or our government or our state is not promoting any official religion. In India, all the religions are treated equally. We have no official religion. In India, we never accepted any religion as an official religion. We have no state religion. You know, some countries like Saudi Arabia, which is official religion there,
Muslims.
Islam religion, right? Because they are officially declared their religion as this. But in India, we are not declared any religion as an official religion. We are following a secularism. That means all the religions are treated as equally. There is no official religion for the country. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
This chapter, only this much topic. Very simple chapter. Easy chapter?
Yes.
No response.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So we can revise once again. We started the chapter from which term, children?
Constitution.
Constitution. What do you mean by constitution? Be louder.
It is a written document.
It is a written document. What all things are written there? The rules and regulations. Yes, it's a written document related to the rules and regulations that all the citizens in the country to follow, right?
Yes.
See,
Yes.
before trying to by heart, please understand the concept. Then it is easy for you. If you are trying to by heart it, it is too difficult. You will say, oh, these much things want to study. If you know the concept, it is easy to study. So how you will define a constitution? It includes a set of written rules and regulations that all the citizens and also the government, right, want to follow in the country. Based on that rules and regulation, the country is running. That is the constitution. Then we studied why we need a constitution, right?
Yes.
So why we need a constitution?
What's the fundamental nature of the society?
It explains the fundamental nature of the society, whether it is a democratic country, whether it is a monarchy. From the constitution itself, we came to know that. That we explained with the example of a country. What is the name of the country? Nepal. Who ruled Nepal till 2006?
Monarchy.
Yes. Or the king ruled the country, right?
Yes.
So when the country became a democratic one, first what they did?
They made a constitution.
They changed the constitution. Okay, then another reason why we need a constitution.
It protects us from
Be louder.
It protects us from our decisions.
It protects us from ourselves, isn't it? Sometimes maybe our decision will be wrong. We will think only about a short period of time, but that decisions have in the long term, it will be adversely affected. So constitution, the basic structure of the constitution cannot be changed as per our wish. Yes, then any other reason why we need a constitution?
No.
Think. Another term is there related to majority, minority and all.
A dominant group does not use its power
Yes, a dominant group cannot use its power against the less dominant group, right? That means a powerful group doesn't use their power against a less powerful group. That is the third one. That is, that means if a majority group, whether a linguistic majority or a religious majority, if they are using their power against the Less group, what will happen? It will create conflict within the country. So constitution is there to protect. Then there we study two types of community dominance, right?
Yes.
Which were they?
Intercommunity.
Intercommunity and
Communities.
intra-community. Arya,
Government.
what do you mean by inter-community dominance? Inter-community. A little bit louder, child. I can't hear. I can't hear.
Intercommunity
Ah,
means in between
yes. Inter-community means between whom?
between a
Nepal.
Between two.
countries
Here we use the term what? Country or community?
community
Then between whom?
between two communities.
Between two communities. If the conflict is there between two communities, it is called as
Intercommunity
inter-community dominance. Then what do you mean by intra-community dominance?
with a single
Within the community, if a number of people within the same community is dominating the others, it is called as intra-community
Intra.
dominance. Good.
Yes.
Then only then one more is there. It protects us from
Yes, to another.
any other feature. It also helps to define the nature of the political system, right? Because what happens if all the powers are given to the elected representatives?
They will misuse.
They will misuse the power. Sometimes what happens? They will misuse the power. Then coming to the features of Indian Constitution. Who is called as the father of Indian Constitution?
Dr. Ambedkar.
Yeah, Ambedkar. He's called as the father of Indian Constitution. And before India got independence, who ruled India?
British.
British. And before that, kings.
Kings.
So it is a difficult task for the leaders to make a constitution for such a diverse country, right? Different religion, different caste, different culture, different customs. So it's a too difficult task, but they succeeded in it, making a single constitution for the whole country. And our constitution's 5 salient features we studied. The first one is
Federalism.
federalism. What do you mean by federalism?
More than one.
More than one
level of government.
Yes, more than one level of
One level of
government. The
government.
existence of more than one level of government is coming under federalism. Then we studied the parliamentary form of government, right? It is based on what?
Universal adult franchise.
Very good. Universal adult franchise. That means we are electing, the people are electing their own representatives, and the representatives are responsible to the people. Any person can contest in the election. It is not based on their social or economic backgrounds. Then the next one is separation of power. Separation of power means the power is separated into Ansel. What do you mean by separation of power? Unmute.
Ma'am, power is separated.
Power is separated. Among how many organs?
3 organs.
Wait. Let her say. How many organs are there for the government?
Ma'am, 3.
3. Okay, which were they? It is not there in the textbook. It is too difficult to find. Which were the 3 organs? Beginning of the class we discussed it, right?
Ma'am, beginning was not there.
In the last class you are there. That time also we discussed.
Ma'am.
Yes, Jeff.
Legislature, executive and judiciary.
Executive and judiciary. Ansel, which were they?
Legislatives.
Legislature. Jeff, once again.
Legislature, executive and judiciary.
Ansel, legislature, executive and judiciary. Can you repeat it? Ansel. Okay, some connectivity issue she had. So there is 3 organs, and the 3 organs are, the power is distributed among them to equally distributed, right? And also they act as a check and balance to each other. Then coming to fundamental rights, how many fundamental rights are the basic human rights for all the citizens? These are the basic human rights for all the citizens. And we adopted the concept of fundamental right from which country?
America.
America or USA. Then how many fundamental rights we have?
6.
And in addition to fundamental rights, we have directive principles. But directive principles, we cannot, it's not like fundamental rights. Fundamental rights are our rights. If it is, anybody is denied it, we can move to court. But the directive principles are not like that. That is for the welfare of the people. The government is doing some activities for the welfare of the people is coming under the directive principles of state policy. Then the last concept is secularism. Secularism means, who's there, Vinayak? Is anybody sitting with you there?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Secularism means there is no official religion for our country. We are treating all the religions in the equal status. Right? That's all about the chapter. I think I sent 3 question answers to you. Isn't it? Yes. The rest I will send you today. And that include the one activity we did in the class. So no need for write it again. That means identify the minority. You remember that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, that activity we did in the class. The next is about the features of constitution. That include federalism, separation of power, fundamental rights, parliamentary form of government. That note I will send you. Are you writing the notes?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes. So write the notes, get ready it, and submit it on the reopening day. Okay. Today I will send you the rest of the chapters note.
Yes.
Then for the exam also, this chapter is there. Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Simple answer.
No. Tomorrow.
Are you able to follow me?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Any
Yes,
difficult?
ma'am.
Any difficulty?
No.
No.
No,
Okay.
ma'am.
So hope it's clear to you. I think they all left.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. So write the notes proper. Then next day we can start the next chapter. Before that, complete the notes. And for the exam, again I am repeating this chapter. Read the textbook proper.
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is from Constitution. So any question from any part of the textbook or outside the textbook, a question I will ask you. The British came to India as dash.
Traders.
Traders. The British came, this is not there in the textbook. But if the question is there for the exam, you must be answerable. So the Constitution, we discussed a lot of things outside the textbook also here. Right? So revise all the topics. And if you are reading the textbook, if you feel any topic is difficult, you can contact me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
So write
Yes,
the
ma'am.
notes proper, keep it with you.
Okay.
Study this chapter well.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.